Well, it's that time again, time to say goodbye to another year, and as we usher in a brand new year, what do we usually do? Well, we have to start thinking about goals. Greetings, people of the internet. I'm Scott with Serkworks Art Labs. Welcome once again to the underground laboratory where we create robots, aliens, zombies, and other imminent threats to humanity. And like I said, it is a brand new year. Time to start thinking ahead of all the things we want to accomplish this year, and maybe even looking back at last year and see what we plan to accomplish then for this year and what we actually got done. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to do a drawing here. I've got this idea. It's kind of this older robot passing along knowledge, and just sort of an allegory for the New Year's changing, something brand new like Father Time versus Baby New Year, but sort of a futuristic take on that. So I'm gonna ink this thing and maybe add some little color to it. But I want to talk about plans I have for Serkworks, plans I have for this channel, and look back at last year and how that all turned out. And is that cool? Is it cool that things changed? Is it cool that maybe not all of my goals were met? Because in the middle of the year, somewhere along the lines, I set some brand new goals. So we'll talk about that and we'll do some drawing. So yeah, let's get to it. So looking back at 2017, it was an interesting year. I think I always kind of say that years are always interesting. There's always things that you plan to do or don't expect and things like that. But it was pretty productive for me, I think. I got a lot done. There's things that I set out to do that I actually accomplished. There's things that I wanted to get to that I didn't. And then there are things that I wasn't expecting to do that kind of took me in a whole different direction. So yeah, so let's start off. One of them, in the beginning of the year, I think one of my main goals was to complete, for the second time, the 100 Days of Making Comics Challenge. So if you're not familiar with that is, that's where you spend 100 days straight, 30 minutes a day, every day, working on your own personal comic book project. Mine is Young and the Dead, my comic book. So in an effort, and it's kind of twofold. I mean, part of it is to sort of build an audience for your comic while you're doing it. So basically you can vlog about it or put it out on the social medias and just let people know. I choose to do YouTube, which I think is sort of the preferred way to do it, because Kevin Cross, who started it, that's kind of the way he did it. So, but you can adjust it to your taste and everything. But I really wanted to really do the best I could as far as these videos. I wanted to increase my production value and really put a lot into it. And if you've ever done the challenge before, just putting a video out, even just turning on your webcam and talking about it and showing your progress, not to mention the actual work you do on the actual comic book, it's a lot. But I really wanted to take it to the next level, and I think I did, and I'm pretty proud of it. I really wanted to up the production quality. I wanted to just, what else? I mean, I'm looking back at it, it's one of my, I think as a series, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. If you haven't got a chance to see it, you may go check a couple episodes out, but there was a structure to it and everything, and I started doing a lot of vlogging and kind of interspersing different aspects of my life into it. It was really fun, but just the schedule for that, beyond what I do at my I have a creative day job that it's a 9 to 5, and then I come home and do all my other stuff. So it was really hard. The first time I took the challenge, I was solely freelance, so I had a little more time. But this challenge, like I said, I think I put a lot more into it, and it was a lot more polished, and I was really happy with it. So yeah, and in addition to just the videos, I mean, everything that goes along with it, the thumbs, and I really structured it pretty well. I would batch record a number of intros, and then I would put it together, and I'd have, I think I did, I tried to do a week or, in advance, and then I'd go on to the next one just to make all this thing happen. And I was really happy with the way it came out. So that was sort of the big win for me. Not to mention the work I did on the comic. It started from, that issue started from, scratch. I mean, I have a general idea just kind of where I'm going with the comic book, but I had to, plot it out and write it and, pencil it and ink it and letter it. Now the comic book isn't done. That's not really the goal for the goal isn't to actually complete a comic. It's just to get rolling on it and everything, and do as much work as you can in those at least 30 minutes a day. So I was able to do that. Now that leads me to the second goal, which was to finish issue, Young and the Dead issue 4. Now I wasn't planning to do it within 100 days, but I was planning on doing it in the span of a year. And it is a passion project, and sometimes it gets put on the back burner. There was a lot of times where I did continued spending 30 minutes a day, but I haven't finished it. I'm getting close, but close, that's a relative term. I've got 3 more pages to pencil and ink, then I have to kind of do the shading and the lettering and all that, and then kickstart it, but that'll go into the next year. So didn't quite accomplish that goal. Another one that was kind of part of that was I really wanted to learn Manga Studio and do that digitally, and I say that pretty much every time I start a new comic, and I started out doing that, and then I just kind of went back to my old ways of doing things traditional. I know if I get to do it digitally, it's going to go a lot faster for me, but it's what I'm comfortable with. So that's one of those things that I always seem to fail at. So the other thing I wanted to do was put out more products. So I wanted to increase the number of products that I offer on my website. I sell prints and messenger bags and bow ties and all kinds of science geeky type stuff and nerdy things that you can if you're a mad scientist you might be into. So I had like 50. I wanted to increase that by 25 products. Or was it 25 products or 25%? I guess it doesn't matter. But I had about 50 products, and now I'm close to about 75. So I did do that. Some of the new products I created were I did some stickers and some button packs and maybe another print or two. But the main thing that I got into doing was T-shirts, and I've been wanting to do this for a while, and then I discovered Printful, and I've done videos on this and how I set this whole site up, but that was a lot of work, but I got it working, and I got a bunch of new T-shirt designs and everything based on my mad scientist themes and everything, and just creative themes. So I was really happy with that. So that was cool, and that led me to something that I wasn't really planning on doing, but some other things took a back seat, so I'll talk about those. So one of the things I wanted to do was an art book. I've always wanted to do an art book, and I did not, and that wasn't anything, that was kind of one of those things that I hoped I could get to. I didn't say I really want to get to it, but it was on that list because it's something I definitely want to do. Now I could probably put out an art book today if I just wanted to do it like my comic where it's black and white. I think Jake Parker does that. I've seen other artists that they just put out their sketches. I could do that, but I really want to, and maybe his is color. I don't know. I'm not sure. But anyway, I could put out a nice black and white sketchbook. I wanted to do something really cool, like a real nice coffee table style book. And there's some expenses involved with that because it's color and everything, and that's something I would have to kickstart. And I don't want to do too many Kickstarters because I've got to kickstart my comic and everything. The other thing was a master planner, which would be basically a day planner, but it would be kind of tongue-in-cheek, like Guide to Taking Over the World, and this is, you kind of set up your goal with the end goal of taking over the world, or whatever you want to accomplish. So those are things that I still want to do. The art book more than the latter, but so those are some things that I did not get to. But one thing that I did take on was I started to really start researching and getting into passive income and digital products and things like that. And I discovered this podcast, the Passive Income for Designers, and I kind of listened to all of those, and I did more research, and I learned about a website called Creative Market where you could sell your digital products, like whatever it is, whether it's brushes or fonts and things like that. So I kind of went head first into that, and this was a new thing for me, but I created, and I created these avatar packs. They're basically, I've got a robot one and a zombie one up now, and I'm just about, I will be, I think in a week or two I'll be launching an alien one, or I think I'm going to title it Monsters, because I think more people gravitate towards monsters than, I mean, I can go a little broader I think with monsters than just aliens. So anyway, so I'm going to launch those, and then following that I've got some other ones that I'm going to launch. But yeah, you can take these and make your little avatars and build them, and they're quite robust. I mean, I sell them for about $25, which may seem kind of pricey for a digital product, but if you were to see all the work that goes into this, and there's the Illustrator versions and the Photoshop versions, and I mean, you can literally create probably millions of different combinations of different things with each one of those, and they're all compatible. So you can, if you were to get one of each of these sets, you can mix and match them and everything, and it's fun, and it's something that you can, there's not only creating the products, but you have to show how to use them. And I've done a video on this before in the past, but you've got your product shots, and you show how, if you're a designer, how you would use this for your own products or whatever. So that's something I did, and the first one I launched, it got the attention of the creative market staff, and they featured it, and everything was just cool. But I want to continue to do that. So when I talk more about 2018, we'll kind of go into that. But and then there's other goals as well. But that's kind of the digital products thing. The other thing that I did, and that's in addition to all that, when I said I wanted to increase my products by whatever 25%, that's not counting all this new stuff that I was doing there. Not to mention, I also launched a website for a separate t-shirt website for just my pop culture designs, and I've had a few of those that I took, and I've created a few more of them. And in the future, I want to, here and there, I want to add a few more to that, and but we'll talk more about that going forward. But so t-shirts, that was another big thing that I really wasn't planning on getting into in the digital products. And then of course there's your personal goals, exercising. I started off strong with that. I had, previous to that, right around that, I had lost a decent amount of weight, and then I kind of fell off, and I haven't gained all the weight back, but I definitely didn't want to gain any of it. I wanted to lose more, so that's something, I plan to do jogging, in 25 minutes a day, and then on the rowing machine about 15, and that kind of fell off. Now I'm back. The past 3 or 4 days I've went jogging and done all that, so hopefully I will keep that up and everything. And then there's a bunch of stuff with my house, and my house is about 21 years old, and it just needs a lot of work and everything. And I've just collected so much stuff. I'm just trying to purge all this stuff, cleaning the garage and the closets, and painting, and I laid new tile and just stuff like that, other personal projects like that. And I've done a lot in that regard, and some of the reasons why some of the art goals that I didn't meet, because there's only so much time, so I had to focus a little bit on that. So that was kind of 2017's, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with it, and it's kind of setting the groundwork for 2018. Now, obviously, moving into 2018, the main thing I want to do is complete Young and the Dead. So I think what I might have to do is kind of something that I think Gazbot did, was he basically put pretty much everything aside, and to complete that, which, when I say everything, the one thing I don't want to really put aside is my YouTube channel, because that's something that that I really want to. I'm putting out a video every week, and things are starting to grow and things like that. But I guess before I get too much into 2018, I should talk about social media. So like from Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, I started doing Dribble, and in the beginning I was doing really good, and then I started to kind of slack off, and it's been a while since I posted anything on Instagram or Dribble or anything like that, but I got to get back into that. YouTube, one of my goals was to double my subscriber count. Now, I didn't do that, and that's kind of a stupid goal in my opinion, because you don't really have much control over that. Things you can do are, you can say, I want to put out so many videos. Those are things you have control over. But I mean, I think I did pretty well, and also, gaining in views and things. I didn't quite get, well, I think I got to the point where more or less the average views increased to what I wanted. But I did hit 3K subscribers, which is cool. I mean, it's all relative. Some people have big subscriber counts, but for me, that's a good milestone. But things are exponentially progressing, which is what I want. So I want to keep focusing on YouTube, at least one, if not two, if possible, 3 videos, a week. But there's a lot that goes into that. I went through my YouTube channel and really hit keywords hard and playlists and all that other stuff. So I really focused on that, and I think it's starting to kind of pay off because I'm starting to earn a little bit of money, from AdSense and also from my affiliate links and things. So I don't want to, now that I see some momentum there, I don't want to fall back. So I will continue to put out videos and everything, and I can kind of correlate those or have those work with my work on Young and the Dead to kind of show the progress. So I don't want to fall back on that. But other stuff might have to take a back seat while I complete Young and the Dead. But after that is complete, I do want to also, again, continue on with the digital products. And after I complete, there's 2 more sets that I'm going to do after I launch this monster set, and those are cosplay sets. So I'm going to have a male and a female cosplay set where you can kind of, create your avatar and, put different, crazy cosplay hairstyles and eyes and just, it should be pretty cool and pretty fun. So I'm anxious to see how people react to that. But following that, I want to kind of scale back, because those are some really, there's a lot of work that goes into those, but I want to put out some smaller products and products for comic creators, because a lot of people that follow me on the channel are interested in comics because they found me through the 100 Days of Making Comics Challenge. So I want to do, brushes and, background elements that you can use, and fonts, comic book fonts. And there's a lot of people that do different things like brushes and fonts, but no one that I know of really focuses on all that stuff. So that's something I want to do, and I want to sell that on Creative Market, but I also want to offer versions of it, for free if you sign up for my mailing list, which is something I need to focus on. And also one of my goals, and my friends are always pushing me to join Patreon, and I haven't really figured out how I want to do that, because I want to offer something. Some people, I think if you've got a big enough audience, you can just say, you're paying for me to create work. But at my stage, I don't think I can get a big enough audience. I think I have to offer something, and I don't know if I can offer things that I have to mail or create like that, but digital products, like, if you follow me, you get a digital product every month or so often. That's something that I can deliver, and something that has a lot of value, because if you've seen the work I put into these digital products, I think that's something that I can give to people. And like I said, a lot of people that follow me are into comics, so if I can offer, comic book font here and there, for a Patreon thing, that's something I really want to do too. And again, just moving forward with YouTube, that's another big thing. And one thing that Google suggests when creating a YouTube channel is you focus on help, hub, and hero content. So help is, I'm doing a lot of that where I just put out tutorials and things like that. Hub is a little more your own branding, let people know. So that stuff's good. But as far as hero content, which are those big things like again, back to like what Jake Parker did. He did a Finished Not Perfect video, and it was shared all over the internet because it's something people can, people really connect with. So I think I want to put together some really high production, things that, not saying that it will go viral, but maybe is something that has the potential to, or something that looks like something that could go viral. Even if it doesn't, it's got that look to it. And I've got a few things, concepts and things that I talk about that people seem to like, that I want to kind of focus on that type of content as well. But another thing I want to do for the channel is I want to do some more collabs. I've been meaning to do that for a little while. I've got a really cool idea for doing a collab with some of my friends and everything. But yeah, I want to get back to doing, because it is sort of that mad scientist theme, is the art experiments, more product reviews, and I'll do a few more physical products and prints and things, but I'm not going to focus too heavy on that. I really, because now what I've done is I've laid the groundwork for a lot of these. I've got my online store, I've got tons of products, and I've got all these things in place. The main thing now is probably not to create a whole bunch of new t-shirts and things like that, even though I'm going to do more digital products, but the main thing is to let people know about the stuff I have. So I really, this year going forward, I really want to start promoting and advertising, and I might have to sink some money into this, but I think it's a worthy investment to get, because I've got that stuff and it sells, it sells a decent amount, but it's not anything where I'm making I can make a living off of, but I want to get to that point. So I really want to start advertising and get the word out on all this stuff that I'm doing. And of course, if we get to that point, I really would like to put out that art book and everything. But at the very least, I want to start working on the layout for that art book. Whether it's finished or not, if I can create a template for how I want this thing to look, and that will be a plus for me. So there's not a whole lot of new things that I'm going to do moving into 2018 because I don't want to put too much on my plate, but I want to continue what I've been working on, and I want the things that I kind of fell back on, and like the social media, I want to pick that up and concentrate more and not let any of that kind of fall by the wayside, and just continue a little more focus with the things I'm doing moving forward, because I'm happy with where things are going. But I just got to get it to the next level. So that's kind of where I'm going. That's sort of the path I'm heading down for 2018. So that's basically it. That's what I'm thinking. And like I said, things do change and things come up, but that's sort of what I'm thinking about now. So. All right, thanks for joining me. Thanks for taking a look back, a little look forward, but I'm interested in knowing what you guys have plans. What are some of your art goals? What are some of the things that you want to do for 2018? Let me know in the comments section, and I'll see you guys later. That is all. Hey everyone, thanks for joining me here in the Art Lab. There's a lot of other great content on the channel, so click that subscribe button and you won't miss a thing. If you're an aspiring evil genius, visit Serkworks.com for all your mad science supply needs. And if you want to contact me, hit me up in the comments section or follow me on social media. I'm looking forward to it. I'll see you then.